Hi guys, welcome back to this channel again. My name is Eliya Ulfa. I major English Literature at Sultan Agung Islamic University, and today I want to retell again the last chapter of Tales with a Twist by B.L. Jones. The title is The Garden and Traveling Companions. Okay, let's retell the garden first. Okay. There was a small garden with a conservatory on the side of the house, and bounded on two sides by a wood fence, and on the remaining two sides by a combination of fence and the house walls. In the winter, the garden was left untreated because of the cold, and with the onset of the spring, the vegetation had already begun to grow. Sometimes the owner tries to remove the weeds. During spring, the ground became more softer, so more easily worked. And also there would be a local urban wildlife like squirrels, crows, and foxes on the garden. Within a few weeks, the shrubs began to flourish again, and the buds seemed to grow on the bus. And but one evening, when the owner returned home, all the buds were removed from the bus, and she finally noticed that the crows were the culprit. She also found out that there was something digging up the bulbs, and squirrels were to blame. Then the owner decided to redecorate her garden, and she painted the bare bird fence in cheerful colors, and the garden was covered with colored pebbles. And on Saturday, she went to the local garden shop to discuss what the plants would grow and bloom in her new pebble garden. On Sunday evening, she looked out her window, and the garden looked so beautiful and fresh. She arranged to purchase a folding sun chair and umbrella. She planned to spend her summer hours with a book and cool drinks here. On Monday evening, when she arrived home from work, she noticed that her new shirt was missing. Actually, it wasn't gone, but the fox had destroyed it, and she tried to sew it away, but it didn't save. And the neighbors offered to help, but it also failed. It was winter, and the fox moved to a warmer place, and the garden furniture was brought indoors for winter storage. Spring came again. Plants started to grow. In the morning, the owner came out to the garden to set them, but she saw three foxes saved from the sun. Later the same evening, the neighbors heard the sound of gunfire. The next day, the woman was planting a larger shrub on the new ground that she had dug up. Okay, this is the last chapter. The title is Traveling Companions. Basically, it was the story of Jane. She was going to remote parts of foreign countries through an old aircraft. Jane saw a child. She was a girl about 8 or 9 years old, sitting in the depot lang, and it just so happened that a little girl she saw was sitting in the window seat alongside her. And Jane tried to have conversation, but she just smiled and pointed something out the window. Jane thought that maybe she just wanted to show her home from the plane, and the crew brought sweets before landing, and Jane took an extra one for giving it to the girl. After they landed, Jane found out that the little girl was left behind, and all the passengers and crew were already out, but the girl was not here. Jane started to ask the pilot, and they started looking, but the girl was still missing. She was still unfounded, and became the girl because the girl was still missing. Jane asked the crew to investigate it. Jane also thought everything that she could remember about the girl. She was just sitting in the window seat, and a clear description of her face and the clothing, and also she pointed out of the window, and there should be fingerprints, but definitely not there. Pilot gave Jane card and suggested that she could call him in 2 or 3 days. 3 days later, Jane called the pilot, and the pilot said that he had discovered a startling fact. So Jane went to his office at the airport. He saw Jane in a photograph, uh, which was of 3 children, including the little girl with their parents behind them. There was a woman who looked like Jane standing behind the little girl. They all had a plane crash 2 years ago on the mountain, as the girl pointed out, and they all died. Maybe Jane was the only survivor, and the girl haunted her because she was her family. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed and have a good day. Bye.